Trey, can you unmute? All right. All right, Vic Tafer's going to be first.
How's it going today? I'll be happy to answer any questions I can.
Hey, Jon, this is Vic. The team website showed the locker room celebration. You guys doing the hands and the knee thing. How'd that thing start?
I don't know how that gets out there. I really don't, Vic, but I was a high school football player, and that's what we did. Reaction drills, get everybody to react quickly together, and it's an old school exercise that we do sometimes to have some creative fun together.
Well, as a youth football player and high school player in the 80s, I'm glad you brought it back. That's all I got to say. Coach Jon, you guys are 17-0 to start the third quarters now, 17 against 0 for the opponent. I know that was a point of emphasis this offseason after what happened last year. Do you feel like you guys are headed in the right direction in that regard, and that's something to build on, coming out there, play with the urgency that you guys have shown in these third quarters?
I mean, that's a good sign. That's taught as a young coach, as a young person. Start fast is the key to everything. We like to start games like we start the third quarter, but that's something we got to continue to work on. We can't let the opponent take the ball down the field for points. I think that's 2 weeks in a row, but we have held it together, made some pretty good adjustments at halftime so far.
Yeah, Jon, a lot of teams talk about the whole next man up thing, but I guess it's easier said than done. What has Tom Cable done to kind of foster that mentality on your offensive line?
He's done a great job. He is, I think, one of the better line coaches that you'll find. He's proven that clearly this year, but I could say that about all our coaches, Jerry. You know, we've had a next man up mentality at linebacker. You know, we've had it in the backfield. We've had it at wide receiver. This is a really good coaching staff I'm proud of, and Tom Cable's outstanding. There's no doubt about that.
Jon, and Grady, you have your own injuries. There's been a ton of injuries across the league, obviously, and people are surmising maybe it's the non-camps, the mini-camps, the practices. How much do you think that has to do with it, or how much is it's football and people are just getting unlucky in spots?
Probably a little bit of both. You know, some of the injuries that occurred are very, very disappointing. Guys like Bosa and Saquon Barkley, faces of this league. So it's probably a combination of both, and it's very unfortunate.
Hey, Jon, Vince Sapienza here with Fox 5. I know you touched on it last night about the importance of the win for Las Vegas and the community. I was just curious if between then and now you had any conversations with Mark Davis. We obviously know how near and dear the stadium is and this organization is to him. Just curious if you had a conversation with him following the magnitude of that win.
Well, Mark and I have personal conversations after every game, and you know, we kind of leave those between us, but I know he's very proud of this stadium, and I know he's really proud of our team, what they did last night, and hopefully we can continue to keep it going. But we did talk, yes.
Coach Gruden, Levi Edwards with Raiders.com. Of course, in the first half, you had a little bit of difficulty containing Alvin Kamara and a couple of other things. However, the defense looked very sufficient in the second half. Just kind of talk about the things that you kind of asked of your guys like Damon, Jonathan going into the second half and bring the juice and prove.
Well, I think we had a 10 or 11 minute drive in the third quarter, so that had a lot to do with us playing, I think, winning the football game. We possessed the ball almost 37 minutes. We got to play better on defense. We did do some good things, but we didn't start very well, and we didn't finish very well. And the standard is very high here. We're doing some good things, but we still can play better.
Hey, Jon, I know the touches for Henry Ruggs might not be all that numerous, but the impact that he's having in the game, drawing the PI, taking attention away, with his speed, his presence, Are you sensing that, the impact that he's having, even though the touches might not always be there?
Yeah, he drew 2 big personal pass interference penalties last night, 2 big ones, and we just missed him on a deep throw in the first quarter. He missed 2 days of practice last week. I don't think he's 100%, but hopefully we can get him back in full gear, full speed this week against the Patriots because we'll need him. But we had 11 different receivers, and Ruggs isn't the only guy that's capable of making big plays. That's what's exciting right now for us.
Hey, John, I know you're a big football historian type of a guy anyway, but getting ready to go back to New England, I mean, I couldn't imagine you got very many warm memories of playing in New England the last time you were the head coach anyway. Has any of that thought process popped up into your head yet about going back to literally the scene of the crime? I know you mentioned in your reintroductory press conference that Tom Brady fumbled that ball.
Yeah, no, thanks for bringing that up. He did fumble that damn ball. But, you know, I kind of felt like, I was back in a time warp seeing Sean Payton and Drew Brees last night. North Carolina Panthers, I thought I was back in the NFC South. But anytime you step in a stadium like that, it does bring back memories, and some of the memories aren't great, but we're excited to play. We're excited to play the Patriots and see what we can get done in a short week. They're a heck of a team.
Coach,
sorry, go ahead.
Coach, on the way out last night, you mentioned at the end that you'd had the virus. Is that something that was like Sean Payton had it, and he said he just stayed in for 2 weeks and he was fine? How was your experience with it?
I don't want to get into it, really. It wasn't pleasant, and it was reported that I made up that I had the virus, and it really ticked me off because I would never do something like that. But it's a very serious matter, and you know, obviously I'm sensitive about it, but yeah, it was a tough ordeal, that's for sure, just like everybody else that's had it.
2 more questions. We'll go Adam, then Vic.
Yeah, Coach, I know you wanted to watch the tape on Simpson and see how he played. After you analyzed it, how well do you think he performed last night?
You know what? He did pretty good. It's a credit to him. We put him in some tough spots on Wednesday. We let him fill in for Richie Incognito, and you know, he had his struggles on Wednesday against Dayton Jones, but he learned some valuable lessons. He got thrust into a real tough situation. Onyemata, Rankins, those are 2 of the best interior players in the game. And he did okay in there. He handled a lot of situations very well, and I give Rodney Hudson and Colton Miller a lot of credit for playing really good next to him. But it was a good start for John Simpson.
Hey, John, you're moving Darren Waller all around the field. How much fun is it to have a chess piece like that?
Yeah, it is fun. We've done that since he's been here. We did it with Jared Cook our first year here. He's a really smart guy. He's incredibly versatile. What people missed, I think, outside the statistics and the touches and the targets and all the fantasy stats was him in pass protection. You know, he's pass protecting against one of the best rushers in football. You know, he's at the point of attack as a blocker. He does so many other things besides catch passes. It's a real pleasure to watch him compete and perform. He's one of the best I've had a chance to be around.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
All right, you guys have a great day.